The good life, full of fun.
Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Another exciting day in my kitchen. I thought today I'd share something really special with you guys. This is a recipe that my father used to make all the time when I was a kid, and it's kind of one of those lost desserts or lost special little treats in our culture, and it's kind of sad. So it's certainly something I don't have all the time, but it is absolutely delicious. It brings me right back to my childhood. It's not a video that a lot of people are going to watch, certainly, but if you've grown up in an Italian family or you want to set your own traditions and heritage, celebrate your heritage, this is just an absolutely delicious recipe that I'd love to see more people use. So this is basically eggs and sugar and vanilla, and that's really all it is. And you're going to basically use eggs. You're going to use the yolk of the egg. Now, a lot of the old Italian farmers would use the whole egg and put sugar in it, and sometimes a little almond, sometimes nothing. A lot of times they put a little liquor in there, you know, like a light shot of a wine or an alcohol, like a brandy, and that would actually be their breakfast. But in this case, what we're going to do is the way that I always had it when I was a child. I always had it with a latte. So I'd have a coffee latte, and this would be like a whipped cream. My mouth is watering just talking to you guys. And this would be like a whipped cream topping. So the name of this is ave spatutto, which spatutto means like to beat anything. A lot of times in our family, it was called ave batto. And it was actually, they dropped the S and they would drop the second T. So it would be ave batto, which is a dialect in Milan. But the technical name for this is ave spatutto, and it is just absolutely delicious. And a lot of times people get a little nervous because there's raw egg. If you're concerned about that, like I said, the alcohol, any ethanol will kill it. But you know, you can always gently temper the eggs over a double boiler if you choose. I'm not going to do that. I've got some very fresh, locally grown eggs here in Casanova. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do eight eggs, okay, and I'm gonna yolk them, separate the eggs, okay, and then I have 1 heavy teaspoon of vanilla, and I have a vanilla syrup that I make, okay. You can use a heavy teaspoon of vanilla extract if you want, and then I use a pinch of nutmeg. So here's a nutmeg that I use, and I mean just a breath of it, just a faint little breath of it, and then technically you're going to want to use a teaspoon of sugar per every egg, and I mean it. When I say a heaping teaspoon, a heavy teaspoon, maybe not a peak, but a heavy teaspoon per every egg yolk. And essentially all you're going to do is take the egg yolks with the sugar and the vanilla and a breath of nutmeg, and you're going to beat it and you're going to whip it and cream the eggs until it comes out nice and creamy and foamy. And that's essentially it. That's it. You're going to make yourself a latte and you're going to spoon it over the top. Oh my God, it's absolutely delicious. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and separate my eggs. Now, a quick funny story is this right here is my childhood. My mom and dad gave me this, but this is what my parents would do. So a lot of times in the morning, to occupy us, because there were 4 of us, that I'm sure we were driving my parents crazy. There's no doubt about it. My mom and dad would give us this, so we would all fight to take turns to beat the egg yolks in a bowl. You know, we would stand on a little stool at the counter, and I can remember fighting with my brother Tony, and we would fight in order to cream the eggs in an effort to make the ave botto. So it's just a great childhood memory. So it's kind of fun to have this with you. It doesn't work too good anymore. It's getting a little rusty, but before they made everything out of stainless steel. But we're not going to use this. We're going to use the technology of modern era, which my mother had a Sunbeam blender anyways, but it was a great way to occupy us in the morning. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I'll talk to you guys in a minute. All right, time to separate eggs. I got one of these awesome egg separators, so beautiful, perfect, right? Vanilla, sugar, a little bit of nutmeg. What do you say we go over to the blender, we start making some ave spatutto, huh? Talk to you guys in a minute. So I'm going to put my yolks in there. I will tell you, as soon as you crack those eggs, you want to get moving, because the yolk will actually start to set up a little. It starts to dry out very quickly. And just as a kind of a rule of thumb, okay, so I've got my yolks, I got my sugar, I've got my vanilla, so I'm going to pop that in there, and I got my nutmeg. And again, when I say there's a breath, like there's a a pinch. You know, you're not trying to make eggnog. You won't taste it like that. You're just going to taste a little bit of a backdrop. Okay, guys, that's it. So I've got everything in there. I'm just going to push this down and just give it a gentle start on my blend. And then you're going to let this go. It's going to take a good 5 to 8 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, but you want it creamy, very light yellow, pale, but foamy and absolutely delicious. It's amazing what happens when you cream those eggs. They got a really high fat content with the sugar. So I'm going to turn this up. All right, guys, it's been about 7 minutes. I'm just going to open that up. Look at that. Are you kidding me? Oh, so just creamy, almost like a thick taffy. Oh my God, that is good stuff. That is literally the best stuff I can ever remember having when I was a kid. All right, so I'm going to make myself a coffee. So I'm going to go over to my jur over here, right? And I'm going to give myself a couple of double shots of espresso. How's that sound? All right, I got myself 2 shots of espresso. Got my hot milk right here, okay? So I'm gonna pull back a little bit of the foam. Oh, we're living good today. I'm just gonna tell you. You know, anytime I have a latte, I used to have that all the time when I was a little kid. It just makes life great. All right, so I've got my latte. So now I'm gonna take my Ave Spatuto, right? And I'm gonna put on a couple of, oh yeah, right? So that'll mix right in your latte, you know? I mean, is that good? And then what I'm gonna do right here, what my mom used to do, little powdered sugar on the top. Latte with egg and sugar and vanilla, are you kidding me? This is good. This is my favorite part right here. And I put that little powdered sugar on top. Yeah. I know I'm wearing a mustache, right? Ave Spatuto mustache. Oh my God. Hold on, one more. You know what's amazing? You know, it almost brings tears to my eyes when I have that. It just brings me right back to my grandmother's kitchen. You know, Nana, and she just was a wonderful little Italian woman who really lived her life serving other people. And my parents are the same way. You know, they grew up in the restaurant business, and they took over the restaurant. So you know, they lived a life serving other people and working hard and just caring for the interests of other people, putting the interests or the happiness of someone else ahead of themselves, and that's what brought them happiness. And you know, they were such great teachers and mentors, and I'm so fortunate, and I feel so blessed to have them in my life. So I hope you guys really enjoy this recipe. It's absolutely delicious. You know, I always try to end with investigating and learning your heritage, you know, regardless of where you come from, and learning about your family and the courage they had to come here, many of them as immigrants to the United States for a better life, for a better dream. And set some traditions. You know, some of these things can be lost, but they don't have to be. You know, you get a recipe and you do something fun with your kids, and you have a lot of fun in the kitchen. And like I said, I brought out those old beaters, and you know, just that fun, beautiful memory I had with my brother and I in our pajamas fighting over the hand mixer to make Ave Spatuto. And so I really enjoyed bringing this to you guys today. Again, it's not going to be a real popular video, but for those of you that are looking for something special, or something that maybe you had when you were a kid and you kind of forgot about, hopefully enjoy it. If you've never had it before, I would tell you, I'd urge you to make it, especially around the holidays, make it part of your morning. There's no better way to have a coffee latte than with a little Ave Spatuto on top of it. Guys, thanks so much for joining me today, and don't forget to go online on either website or Amazon or Facebook. Grab yourself some olive oil, cook Vito and Joe's olive oil right on Cooking Italian with Joe website. And don't forget to celebrate your heritage and certainly set some traditions with your family. Until next time, when you guys have fun in the kitchen, buon appetito.
The good life, full of fun.